I just optimized 400 plus product description in under 10 minutes using this AI agent. And here's exactly how you can replicate it with just Google Sheet. Now, if you ever tried to write product description manually, you know it's a time-consuming task and also repetitive, especially when you need to deal with hundreds of products. So this method works, for example, for Google shopping feed optimization or SEO metadata optimization. Basically, any product content you need to scale through the help of AI, and you work directly in Google Sheet. Let me show you how it works. If you want the 4 prompts I'm using in the video plus the Google Sheet template, all you need to do is to comment GPT and also connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram. I'll be more than happy to share this with you. So the step number 1, let's open up a new Google Sheet and import our data. As you see here, I have a new Google Sheet and I'm importing the data from Shopify. In my scenario, I went in the backend on the products and then I click export all products and exported the CSV file and then imported in here. Now that we have our input data, we need to integrate AI in Google Sheet. And we do this by going to the extension, we click add-ons, get add-ons. This opens up the extension marketplace and all we need to do is search for GPT and press enter. And the one I'm using is called GPT for Sheets and Docs. And you will see an install button. It's not appearing on my computer because I already installed it, but simply click and follow the instruction. So now that we have the AI integrated, we need to choose the output model and also buy some credit, but don't worry, they're very, very cheap. So we go again to extension. You will see now GPT for Sheet and Docs. If it's not appearing here, just a hard refresh and it should be there. And we click open. Once the sidebar is fully open, you will see a notification that will ask you to buy some credits. Just follow the steps and add your billing details. It's very cheap. For example, I purchased the $29 pack and I still have $15 left. And I've optimized thousands of product description and titles. And also I spent a lot of time in optimizing the prompt that I can share with you. So don't worry, it will last a very long time. Once you add your billing details and purchase the credits, all we need to do is select the model that we want to leverage. And we have a few options here. In the home banner, you will see that there is a drop-down and they recommend ChatGPT integration. They have many models in there. The one I'm using is Claude AI because I feel the output is higher quality than ChatGPT. But again, you can do what you want. There's also Gemini as well. And you can set up your own API key and connect any large language models you want. Now, we need to get your data ready. So depending on your source data, you might need to prepare it. Basically, do some cleaning. In my scenario, Shopify export has a lot of data that I don't need. So what I did, I created a workflow tab and I copied over from the Shopify export my product title, the product URL, and the product description. However, because Shopify export HTML description, I then created a new column next to it and I utilized a simple Google Sheet formula that clean up the HTML code and output the clean text of the product description. And this is what I'm using for my product description and title optimization. Now we're ready to use my 4-step prompt to convert an optimized product title and description into high converting one. I'm going to walk you through each prompt as well as sharing some tips I learned along the way. First of all, I like to create prompt variables that I'm keeping on a separate tab. So my prompt is actually divided in 4 steps. The first one is the research. The second one is to identify the pain points, the product benefit, and the motivators that are driving a purchase. And then I'm taking the output of those prompts and leverage in my final prompt to write the product description. Things to keep in mind, always set the role of the prompt to improve the output. Also, mention the brand name in case the product title and description do not specify it. Understand that the AI can't scrape the data from your website. So if you try to provide a product URL and say, tell me what this product is about, you will receive an output from ChatGPT to say, I can't access this type of data. So simply provide the product title, the brand name, and the AI will perform a search, but is not scraping the website. A step 4 prompt is also introduced to further refine and clean the final output and ensure the maximum precision. So now that we have our prompt, all we need to do is create the formula to rewrite our product title and description. And I'll provide these formulas in the template sheet as well. You can also ask AI to help you customize it. So you take my prompt, you paste it on ChatGPT or Claude, and you ask to modify the prompt with your specific requirements. Leveraging AI is very simple. So we simply need to recall the function. So we write equal GPT, then we recall our prompt that is in the prompt tab. We specify the temperature. I selected 0.3 because I don't want to be too creative with my output. And in the scenario you want, you could also specify a different AI model. For example, in here I selected Claude 4 purely because I wanted to see the difference in output with different models, but I could remove the model here and just leave the temperature. And the output is utilizing Claude 3.5 because I haven't specified in the formula. One last heads up. Before you take this formula and you drag and drop across hundreds of products, I highly recommend you to maybe try on 2-3 different products and let it run. The same with the step number 2 about identify the customer pain points, the benefit and the motivators. And why I suggest this, because if you drag and drop to, let's say, 1,000 products, and then you realize that your prompt is actually wrong and you need to change something, every time you change the prompt, it will recalculate and you will basically waste credits. And we don't want that. So test, see the output. As you see here, I have step number 1 completed for 3 products. The number 2, now I'm telling in the step number 3, please look at my current description at the high impacting sites, the pain points, product benefit, and motivators driving the purchase, and write my optimized product description. And then in my last prompt, I'm asking to further refine and clean. And here you go. You see that, for example, this current product description was basically a 1-sentence one. And now we have an optimized that look at all of the benefit, the pain point the product solved, and is writing a conversion optimized product description. Once you've done it, I'm able to take this and then scale across all of the sales, covering all of the products. And there you have it, hundreds of optimized product titles and description in under 10 minutes. This workflow has saved me weeks of work and also improved conversion rate for this brand. If you want this template and the prompt I'm using, comment the GPT below and also connect with me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to share this with you. Also, if you find this video helpful, subscribe or follow me. And also I want to ask you, what tips and tricks should I cover in my next video? Let me know in the comments.